Alright, welcome everyone. We're Semblance to Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for One Punch Man! And this is episode 10.
Right.
Jacob, there are only 3 more episodes, including this one.
Yes.
Before One Punch Man Season 1 is over. It's been quite a ride.
It has been.
Yeah, and it got a little bit emotional last episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will always be in our hearts, Moon Rider.
And he did not die.
He didn't die, thankfully.
But what he represented was he was someone that was willing to die.
Yep.
Even willing to give up his life for just a few seconds of allowing other people to survive.
Right.
So now we get to see if any of that had an effect on Saitama.
I'm pretty sure it did.
But not only that, we get to maybe transition to a, kind of a more generally escalated threat.
Right, because they did a 2-episode arc. A whole 2 episodes.
Right.
For the Deep Sea King.
What if this one is a 3-episode arc? Ooh.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is going to be really exciting. So without further ado, let's get into it. The mountains.
Yes.
The Himalayas, perhaps.
Really?
It's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Pitiful human resistance.
Exactly. Ooh, introducing an S-Class? Oh, okay.
Or reintroducing an S-Class.
Showing off their powers.
The dinosaurs.
Yeah. He has to be able to breathe fire, of course. Nice.
まあこんな風じゃ。どうじゃやってみんか。二人とも勘が良さそうだからすぐに身につけることができるかもしれんぞ。
面白いもん見せてくれるっつうからわざわざ来たのに勧誘かよ。興味ねえよ。ジェノスお前やっとけ。
いや、俺も遠慮します。俺が求めるのは護身術ではなく絶対的な破壊力です。
Of course.
流水艦再建を愚弄するか。一番ですチャランコ。参る。参った。
本当に一番弟子か。
まあ。
お前の道場は実力者揃いと聞いていたんだが。
弟子の一人が暴れよっての。実力派の弟子たちをすべて再起不能にしてしまったせいで、他の門下生も恐れてやめてしもうたわ。
Wow.
そいつ強いのか？名前は？
ガロー。当時一番弟子じゃったが、わしがボコボコにして破門にしてやったわ。
じいさん強いんだな。
さま、あのヒーローシルバーファングだぞ。S 級ヒーローランキング3位。流水の動きで相手を翻弄し、激流のごとき一撃をもって巨石をも粉砕する武術の達人。お前なんて最近ヒーローになったばかりのひよっこじゃないか。バング先生を舐めてると痛い目に遭うぞ。よせチャランコ、恥をかかせるな。わしより埼玉君の方が何倍も強いわ。先生、ご冗談を。
No, seriously.
シルバーファング様、ヒーロー協会のものです。この度S 級ヒーローに非常招集がかけられました。協会本部までご足労願います。いやいや、そこにいるのはジェノス様ですね。S 級は全員集合せよとのことですので、ジェノス様も来ていただきます。
レベル竜が来たか。
やれやれ。チャランコ、留守を頼むぞ。お気をつけて。
S 級が呼ばれるということは先生の力も必要になるかもしれ
They
ません。
probably will.
一緒に来てくれますか？
いいぜ暇だから
This is the kind of thing we do. I love Saitama.
よほどの一大事なのか、ほとんどが出席している。
Almost everyone.
鬼でも竜でも俺はいけるぜ。
Metal Bat.
サイ
Tank Top Master.
どこから聞いたのだな。
Flashy Flash.
Flashy Flash, really?
Watchdog Man.
Oh my
Somebody
god.
farted.
みんなが俺の肉体を見て
Super Ally Blackluster. Pig God.
Oh. My.
Drive Knight.
Okay, Cylon.
こいつら協
Zombie
調性
Man.
なさそうだな。あとあの豚はいつまで食ってんだよ。
King.
That's okay.
And Metal Knight
Is absent. Probably testing
Child
his tech.
Emperor.
また1位の人来てないんだ。
Rank 1's a no-show again.
Oh.
シルバーファン
Atomic
ガー
Samurai.
あの若造に武術を教える気か。
Silver Fang.
今日は何の集まりなんじゃ。
知らないわよ。
Terrible
こっちが
Tornado.
急に呼び戻されて2時間も待たされてるのよ。
Blast.
Okay.
お茶もらえる？
すまない、遅くなった。メタルナイトとブラストは居場所が分からず連絡も取れない状況だ。これ以上待っても拉致が開かないので緊急集会を始める。大預言者芝バワ様が亡くなられた。
Oh.
あのシババワが殺されたのか。
いえ、半年先までの未来を占っていたところ、気が動転したのか息が荒くなり、咳が出て喉飴を口に入れたら、そのまま喉に詰まらせて。
なるほど。今後は未来予想なしで災害対策をしなければならない。それが今回の話の核だな。
違う。芝バワ様はいつもごく一部の災害しか予言できなかった。
すいません。ちょっとそこの人。芝バワ様って誰？ヒーロー？
知らないのか。預言者だよ。大預言者。地震とか怪人の来るタイミングをピタリと当てる。
芝バワ様の予言なしでも乗り越えてきた窮地はたくさんあります。それでも我々が身辺を警護し特別扱いしていたのは、
ああ、その予言が 100% 的中するからだ。
100% accurate.
問題の核となるのは芝バワ様が最後に残した
Remember
大
her
予
greatest
言
her
文。
prophecy she
喉
gave.
飴を詰まらせながらも書き残してくださった
God level threat.
小さなメモ。 100% 訪れる未来がここにある。これだ。読めるか。地球がやばい。芝バワ様がやばいと表現したことは今まで一度もなかった。大災害や竜レベルの怪人が襲来するよりも
Okay.
やばいことが起きようとしているのだ。それもこの半年以内に。
But they have no idea
分
of
かった
telling
けど
when.
半年以内じゃいつ来るかわからないね。
ああ、対策の立てようがない。
確かにその通りだ。だがしかし半年以内に戦う覚悟はしておいてくれ。
半年以内ってことは明日かもしれないし今日かもしれないな。
その通りだがお前は誰だ。
来てよかった。
この建物が攻撃されてる。
そんなバカな。ここはヒーロー協会本部だぞ。
Okay. Okay. All right.
なんだまだ生き残りがいるじゃねえか。船殺し損ねた。殺す。いいと思うよ。
今のうちに逃げろ。そんな殺気に気づかぬと思うか。アトミック師匠についてきて
Okay.
S 級集会が終わるまで待機していたら突然の轟音と崩壊。お前らの仕業か。
損壊率 99.8% だと。一瞬で兵士がこの町が破壊された。まさか今すぐ予言の時が来るなんて誰が信じられる。
おい、この建物はなぜ無事なんじゃ。
この本部はメタルナイトに建設を依頼しました。なので波のシェルターよりも強固にできています。
道理で窓もねえわけだ。
とりあえず外に出て確認してみなきゃ予言のやつかどうか判断できない。
先生、外に行きま。
Yep, he's already. He just jumped straight through.
でっか宇宙人か。お今ので英氏を粉々にしたのか。星に
帰れ。
なんという殺傷能力。俺では倒せん。
なんだ弱小種族かよ。殺すの簡単。いいと思う。
分裂。くそ、こんなところで。
こいつは
It's
俺
pretty
が
badass
殺した
though.
とか
Yeah.
他を任せる。
Lost his arm, isn't even flinching.
俺さっき逃げたやつ殺しに行く。いいと思うよ俺。
師匠。
いやい、無事だったか。お前左腕。
師匠、この怪人は剣撃の効果が薄い。俺に構わず一旦退避を。
Just do it again.
いやい、お前の剣の道はまだ終わらせんぞ。止血だ。
Stop bleeding.
Stop bleeding. That's great. Don't do that.
この星に俺と戦える生命体がいた
I
か。
love how the shape keeps changing every time
Right.
it regenerates.
ここに抵抗してみろ。
アトミック侍、手伝うぜ。
てめえがこの町やったのかこら。
だったらなんだと言うんだ。
殺された男子たちの恨みは
俺が晴らす。
相手を確実に仕留めるよう一発一発殺意を持って
He's learning.
Yep.
He's learning.
兵士並びに周辺都市に避難警報を出すんだ。急げ。それから M システムのバイタルモニター範囲を兵士全域に拡大し、生存者の正確な数を調べるんだ。
災害レベルは。
竜は確実だ。
Yep.
神もあり得る。
敵の船にはすでに先生が殴り込みに行っている。これが予言だろうとなんだろうと、先生に倒せぬ悪などない。もし先生でも勝てない悪
Of
が
course, he
存
could
在
have
し
just
た
like hit the ship.
人類などとっくに滅んでいるだろう。
よくぞここまで来たら侵入者。だがここまでだ。このグロリバースを倒すことなど不可能なのだからな。俺様の
Is he like one of those Venus flytraps?
Yeah. Saitama's just wrecking everything.
そろそろボスが出てきてもいい頃だろう。まだ生きてたらだけど。
All right. That was
Episode's over.
That was a solid episode.
Yep.
I liked it.
We're beginning the final arc, essentially.
It does look to be that way. Now, they introduced the guy at the end of the episode that looks, from what Saitama was saying, that seems to be the person that they're setting up to be the boss.
Right.
I'm just curious how they're going to handle this, because in the Deep Sea King arc, they were able to just have Saitama be absent for most of it, right?
Right.
And that's how the guy was able to survive. In this case, Saitama's closer than anybody.
Exactly.
So
it's completely different.
How are they gonna do this and make it last 2 episodes? I guess I'll have to find out. But really liked it. I liked the way they introduced all the characters and their their different personalities and designs and powers and stuff.
And a lot of the powers aren't fully obvious.
Explained. Yeah, right. And
like
and
a couple
I like
of them
that.
seem to be easier to understand, like Atomic Samurai, for instance.
Sure, or
Terrible
Tornado, yeah.
But for other people like King
Right,
or
yeah.
Child Emperor or even Pig God, it's like,
Yeah,
wait,
you
how are these...
Exactly.
Wait, what?
And that's going to be great because that way they'll be able to, use showing rather than telling, to introduce all that to us. One thing I thought was rather interesting was that they, even though they were all ranked, right, it didn't seem to just be by power almost.
Correct.
Because they were respecting King.
Correct.
A lot, like he was, super strong and all that, even though he's ranked 7. Now, granted, they have established that some of it is based on popularity, right?
Yes,
Not
it's
just
also
power.
it's also results that they've given.
Yes. So it could be that King just doesn't like to get his hands dirty, or maybe the other ones have better pull with the people, or something like that.
Exactly.
Because, for instance, Moomin Rider, he was certainly not the strongest of Class C.
Correct.
But he was still number 1 before Saitama came along.
Right. The reason why I believe the ranks move up is you do more things for humanity and by extension the Hero Association. So someone like Child Emperor, for instance, could be, a prodigy who's done a lot of things that allows them to basically make certain advances, like maybe he's an inventor or he's
in cram school.
Yeah, anything like that, and it's moved him from, say, where he started,
right?
Because there's the placement as well as where they end up at currently,
right?
So Child Emperor could have placed into Class A like immediately,
right? Or maybe even Class S. Like I don't know if that can happen. But...
I think that did happen with Genos, so technically
that's
it
right.
can. Genos, I think, is a very special example because he's one of the few cyborgs that we've seen that's he almost seems to have no limit except to what he can upgrade himself to be.
Right. Yeah.
And given that he's a cyborg, his intelligence is not limited by his own human brain. He has some kind of augmentation in that regard as well.
Yes, absolutely. Now they mentioned that Metal Knight and Blast are both absent.
Right.
Which I think is a little interesting. They could try and do something where so I could see them doing something where either they are not wanting to participate, or, and this would maybe be a bit crazy, if they were fighting alongside the bad guys.
Interesting. That would be interesting.
I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. I love the idea that Metal Knight was the one that actually constructed the hero headquarters,
and he made it like a Borg cube with no windows. I was waiting for you to come to that part in particular because you're a big fan of Metal Knight, but you know that anytime you're constructing some kind of bunker or some kind of protective building, windows are the weakest point, so why put them in there?
Exactly.
It's structurally unsound, and it's literally there just for aesthetics. There's no functional reason to have windows.
Right.
Especially in the 21st century or whenever this is, when the technology is so good
that they don't they could just have cameras or whatever,
or scanners or something like that.
Now let's see, so
this is a big threat. This is an alien ship that came almost coincidentally right after Saitama was talking about it could be tomorrow, it could even be today. So do you think that this is the threat that she was talking about, though? Because here's the thing. There's the possibility that, because this is One Punch Man, he has to beat it, right? It's it's just going to be super easy. She said that the Earth is in trouble. Now, does that mean if this is that this will be something that will threaten the Earth? Or that if Saitama does beat this, that it's not even the threat that she was mentioning?
Sure. Yes, that's true. Now, here's the thing, though. They have 2 episodes left after this, right?
Yes.
Let's say in the next episode they defeat this threat, right?
The big alien ship and
the big alien ship
boss guy
and the alien boss guy. The problem with that is that I could see it taking the full episode. And if that happened, then it would seem kind of strange to have a whole, just a single episode for the finale when they've been doing these multiple episode arcs leading up to it. it's possible that they could have it get resolved like halfway through the episode and then introduce the real threat or something. But I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Okay. So you see this as being a thing where there's a potential 2 or 3-parter, but if it's a 3-parter, that there's some extra dimension to it beyond just the alien ship.
Well, because here, with what we have right now, they've introduced all these S-class heroes. They need to give them a chance to showcase their abilities, right?
And that takes time.
And you need more than just some blob monster opponent that regenerates, right? That's not very satisfying. I loved how they introduced Tornado by just having her meteor strike the the dinosaur, or what was they called it, the Ancient King or something like that.
The Ancient King, basically Godzilla.
Right, Godzilla.
Gojira. It was a joke on the fact that every single enemy they've had thus far is some kind of king of some aspect of nature.
Right.
Yes, and
now
you posited an interesting question though.
Why are they all
waking up right now?
Yeah.
That I'll tell you, no answer to that. I have no idea, but I have some theories. And they don't really relate to anything that's happening in the future here. They don't really relate to anything that's happening in these, next 2 episodes. But one of the things that I've been thinking of, Jacob, and this is a complete tangent from the little part that's going to be coming up in the future here. But all these monsters and stuff are waking up, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if Saitama's existence is actually bringing forth all the more threats that are stronger and stronger.
It does seem to be that way.
And now it's thinking kind of a little bit too deep into a show that's it's a parody, guys. Like, don't try to ignore that this is primarily a comedy show, then an action show.
Right.
The story beats are very much action oriented, but the execution is in a comedy way.
Right.
But in this aspect, if we're looking at it with a little bit of potential depth, one of the things that I've always wondered is Saitama seems to be a thing that people would classify more as a monster than a hero. His threat level is too strong.
Right, and that's one of the interesting questions. Where does all of this come from? Because they haven't really explained any of it, and to an extent they don't need to.
They don't really need to.
But so far, tornado person. I was gonna say they don't really have many people that are that have like superpowers like they do, but it's a lot of it is sectioned away to things like tech and stuff like that.
Right.
Things that could be theoretically explained if you have kind of a wacky show like One Punch Man, without going into the crazy like superpower territory.
Right, like Saitama.
Like Saitama, because Saitama's is just a superpower, right? One punch, one kill.
Right, that's one of the theories that I've been having, is that if all the heroes don't have really powers and Saitama does that make him actually some kind of perfect monster being? Like, it's that he was never really human. He's some kind of supreme monster.
Right.
And I don't think that's actually what it is, but this is some of the themes that I think they're wanting to bring up intentionally, is having these people that are really strong being looked at as something other than human just because they've broken past the barrier of what should be possible for a human.
Yeah. Now,
through 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, and 10-kilometer run every day. Yeah.
I'm curious to see if in the next episode the S-class heroes will all just end up boarding the ship.
And it kind of becomes a group fight versus like...
Yeah, because, like, okay, if they wanted to really build up this boss, right, the way they built up the Deep Sea King was they had him fight other heroes that were strong and
were weaker than Saitama.
That were weak. Well, yeah, everybody's weaker than Saitama.
As far as we know.
As far as we know, and beat them. Now they could have some really cool fights where maybe Saitama is in a different area of the ship or whatever, and the S-class heroes have to basically work together in order to take down one of the villains. Just
but
because
they are kind of doing that right now. But you're saying like having it be specifically the guy with the one eye, because they are kind of working together to take down.
Yeah, but
should be, as far as we can see, one of those kind of I regenerate from every wound.
Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, that's a mook. Like that's just like, oh no, you have to perpetually like destroy him.
But what if like he kills an S-class hero?
Yeah, that could happen. That could happen.
Another thing to think about, Jacob, is that we are 10 episodes into a show. So in terms of actually what story has happened and amount of time that we've spent with the S-class heroes, if you kill an S-class hero, you're effectively saying, all right, that one story is over.
Right.
And this is kind of based on superhero stuff, so it's very unlikely that an S-class hero will die.
Because
you could use them for later stuff.
Exactly.
Making new characters is tough.
Yeah.
But what would be a good way, you think, to really end this season? Like, where do you think this is leading up to?
Okay. The one-eyed guy and the S-class heroes all get in a fight, and they're fighting him like an MMO raid boss or something, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing all this stuff, and it's crazy and it's awesome, but he just ends up beating them. And then Saitama comes in, and in the most spectacular punch that we've ever seen, it's just defeated.
Okay.
Because I mean, like that is kind of how it has to end.
Interesting.
I don't know. Now, okay, here's something though. The fact that Saitama didn't punch the ship, right?
He is punching the ship.
Well, okay. He didn't punch the ship hard enough to destroy it, right? Because he was able to do that with the meteor, so theoretically he should be able to do that with the ship.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. But here's something that I was thinking. What if he actually is not doing that because of how it went the last time? There was this big celestial object that he destroyed with one punch. So maybe he's trying to take it down from the inside specifically to avoid collateral damage. You know,
yes,
like he's learning to sort of that thinking. Superman like world of cardboard or whatever. Yeah, so that's what I got for this episode.
To an extent, that's also a thing that he might not be aware of fully, but I think he is, because he saw the destruction underneath the ship right after it blew up the city A. So if it crashed, it would be crashing onto an already destroyed city.
Right, but theoretically it could, yeah. So there's that little issue.
One of the things that this episode kind of brings to mind is the idea that things are escalating in a way that is starting to make more and more world building happen.
That's true.
So one of the ways that they did this in the beginning of the show was they just showed the gag of him beating things in one punch almost a bit repetitively.
Yes.
They changed it up a little bit by adding in recurring characters like Speed of Sound Sonic,
Moomin Rider,
and a bunch of others, and then showed more of the psychological aspects of this.
Sure.
What this, I think, is starting the beginning of is how the world of One Punch Man gets developed by these continually kind of typical escalating fights.
Okay.
But they bring in a ton of other characters to be involved, and not to be Genos replacements, where they show the strength of, it's really strong, and then so Saitama can come in and do a one-up. I think what they're actually trying to do is develop their own kind of superhero kind of culture within.
Okay.
And this is the world of pros, like from My Hero Academia, that Saitama needs to kind of break his way into.
Okay. Now one thing that could potentially be an issue, I don't know how far the manga's gone or whatever.
Yeah, me neither.
But if they continue this kind of escalation with the villains, eventually it's going to get to a point where none of the S-class heroes can do anything to stop the villains either. And
they could get stronger.
That's true. Those training sequences.
Yeah.
But unless
you think
they
that the escalation will go too big too quickly?
Well, I mean, the author will have to, keep that under control. And I think he will be able to do that just fine. But that is something that they'll need to address.
Oh, absolutely. But I could see them cycling back and doing more psychological stuff.
Yes, that's true. And I would very much enjoy that.
I think, if anything, that's what this writer is wanting to let us know that he'll be doing, is have this constant back and forth flow between the kind of the gag, the psychological aspects, and then just the epicness.
Sure.
Like that kind of constant 1 2 3 combo.
Yeah.
And then changing up the order. 2 3 1, 3 2 1.
Sure.
3 1 2. You know, that kind of thing.
Now, I know that this isn't going to happen.
Oh yeah.
But
how do you know?
Well, because Mob Psycho came out after One Punch Man.
Oh, you want there to be a crossover?
But like seeing all this stuff happen, it makes me just want to see, like, maybe not Mob, but like maybe you see Reagan walking by and just being like, oh.
I've heard that there are Easter eggs in Mob Psycho 100 with One Punch Man.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the other way around.
Probably not.
Not really sure.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, sound off in the comments if there are any Easter eggs in terms of hinting at a crossover.
Right.
You know, that are explicitly an actual Easter egg, not something that could be, you know, taken as one, theoretically, like Tornado being an Esper.
Right.
So therefore...
Yeah.
Yeah. I think actually what there might be in there that's just a little bit interesting is, like, sometimes the names for places might, you know, kind of get brought up.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
But other than that, there really isn't one, because the way they have this set up in the world of Mob Psycho is the Hero Association actually isn't the Hero Association, it's the Villain Association.
Right, yes.
And it's all these people trying to get into it and stuff and being rejected because they're not as strong.
Right.
And then there's all these Espers that are natural borns, you know. We're not talking about Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
So One Punch Man, though, seems to be this thing of, what does it mean to be a hero in a world where heroes are kind of
not really heroes?
Yeah, they're not really heroes. They're basically just skilled people for hire to help with problems that come up, and they do or they don't. And they're pardon me. There's so much kind of potential for a mini kind of subculture within this whole Heroes Association thing. That's the part that gets me really interested for this thing getting a season 2, because I would love to see them go into the dynamics of not just why does each S-class hero want to be a hero, but like what it means to be ranked as a hero, what it means to be kind of constantly vying for popularity and, you know, showing off your results to other people, and what kind of effect that has on the just the standard passerby people that, you know, have to deal with this, or the heroes themselves as they maybe compete with each other, because that's something I would think that they're hinting towards more so than escalation of the villains, is that they're hinting at S-class heroes constantly being at each other's throats over just things like that, and potential infighting to happen.
And they have showed a lot of that, and they already hinted with Bang that you know, that his top student that went rogue, or, you know, whatever. I was kind of wait
a minute, is that the same? Is that the same person? Because the student was named Garrow.
Yeah.
Is that Bang, though? Bang is the number one hero.
No. Blast is the number one hero.
Sorry. Blast is the number one hero.
Bang's
those names are very easy to get confused.
Yeah, Bang has Bang's actual hero name is different.
Silverfang.
Yeah, that's right.
So he trained someone named Garrow.
Right.
Who
and that person potentially could be the escalation upon, you know, the alien spaceship.
Yeah, it's something that is being foreshadowed. So
right, and we haven't
makes sense.
Like, we haven't really seen that in One Punch Man where it wasn't immediately addressed.
Oh, good point.
That, you know, that.
What if it's not immediately addressed, though?
Then I guess we'll just have to wait for season 2.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a good point, though. Metal Knight and Blast were not at the S-Class meeting. What do you think that means?
Pretty much just what I said before, that I think either they don't want to fight the bad guys, because it'd be too dangerous or whatever, or they are actually doing something nefarious, either, helping the bad guys or just doing something on the side.
Okay. Yeah, I have a couple of my own theories, but they're kind of... I don't think they're relevant to this episode's discussion. They'll probably be in the next one or the 2 episodes from now. I kind of like expected this episode to go this way the first time I watched it, that it had kind of the cliffhanger thing and hinting at the boss. I'll just tell you though, this upcoming set of episodes has some things in it that will surprise you, but also will... I haven't... My second favorite episode hasn't happened yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
The one I like more than the Deep Sea King one, slightly. Probably tied in some areas. I think they're different fundamental episodes, but...
All right. That'll be interesting to see how it tops that.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be anywhere close to your favorite, because it's a fundamentally different episode. The Deep Sea King episode is something special in One Punch Man because it talks about the emotions of the whole thing, and it focuses off of Saitama for a good portion of it.
Right.
That's why I like the 7th episode or the 6th episode with the meteor.
Yeah.
Because it focuses on Saitama and it hints at things that I feel like are bigger than the whole rest of the show with regards to his arc as a character.
Sure.
The Deep Sea King stuff is almost a parallel thing. It's a different focus on Saitama's arc, in that he doesn't really care about the recognition.
Yeah.
He wants to be a hero for fun, but then when something comes along where he needs to remind other people who are the real heroes, he's fine with pretending not to be a real hero in order for them to be seen as one. But
neither of those things are what this other episode is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just...
pretty exciting. All right, guys. We're going to call it off here, but we'll see you again next time. If you want to watch the next episode right now, go check out the link in the description for our Patreon. You can watch the next episode of One Punch Man right now. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you again next time. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.